I'm Froggy, and here is a My Froggy Stuff mashup. This week is all about Pom Poms. From cheerleader Pom Poms to Pom Pom Puppies, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Here is a quick craft. I was at Target and I found these super fluffy house shoes. We've just gotta make them for our dolls. So I am going to make no-sew house shoes using craft foam, felt, pom poms, and glue. And remember to always have adult supervision when crafting. I start by tracing the doll's shoe onto craft foam. Cut it out, carefully cover the top with a layer of glue, then place it glue side down onto a piece of felt. Neatly cut it out so the top of the shoe is fuzzy. Cut a small rectangle of felt. Apply glue around the edge of half of the shoe, making sure there is enough space for the doll's foot to fit through. Place the felt on top, flip it over, and trim off the excess felt. Place the doll's foot inside the shoe to stretch the felt. Now we could leave it right here. This is a very simple house shoe, but we're gonna take it a step further. Cover the top of the shoe with a thin layer of glue, then place a pom-pom right on the glue to make miniature, fluffy house shoes. I like these shoes because they look very similar to the ones in real life. They were easy to make and all of the supplies can be found at the dollar store. Make them in a variety of different colors. Get creative and cut leftover pieces of felt, pinch it at the bottom and add a little glue. Then I added a layer of white around the outside. Part the pom-pom, glue the felt inside to make a pair of bunny slippers. Thank you for joining us. Post a pic on Instagram of your dollhouse shoes using #MyFroggyStuffFanPics. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at MyFroggyStuff and The Frog Vlog. And you're done. Happy crafting!
Summer's long gone, baby. The first snow is about to fall. Everybody's waiting for what's to come. We gather round the chimney, sitting close to keep us warm.
I am going to make the Pom Pom Puppies from our one-take video using a 2.5-inch pom-pom and a 1-inch. Beads, black and pink cardstock, felt, makeup or chalk pastels, paintbrush, scissors, and glue. I start by taking the 1-inch pom-pom. I'm going to use this to form the dog's face. So I find the center of the pom-pom, then hold it in the back. Now I am going to begin cutting away the sides to make an eye area. I'm just cutting away a little bit at a time so that there is like a definite little dent right here on the sides so we can put the eyes there. So now it goes in on the sides and I'm going to remove some of the fluff right here so that it will create a muzzle. You do have to be careful not to go too far into the pom-pom because if you cut that center little string that holds it together, it will completely fall apart. Now I'm going to trim the bottom to make like the chin. So it's starting to have a little bit of shape. We have the eye area and we have the chin. Now we're going to glue on the lips. Cut a small semicircle of cardstock, part the fluff and place it into the muzzle with the flat side on the inside. Add a little glue, and I only added the glue to the bottom. Now I'm going to push the fluff up to hold it in place. To make sure I get a good placement for the eyes, I'm going to use some pins to just hold their spot. Now you can really start to see the face taking shape. Continue to shape the head. In the other video, I used a plastic bead for his nose. However, this time, I'm going to cut a small triangle out of craft foam. I use my nails to shape it. I think that looks like a nose. Add a little tacky glue, then glue on the nose. Under the eyes, brush on a little black eyeshadow, and then a little under the nose. He kind of looks like a seal right now. Remove the pins and glue in glass beads for the eyes. Take the large pom-pom and find the center. Glue the head to the center. Oh, it's a pygmy pup from Harry Potter! Oh, okay, back to work. Okay, so there is a puppy in this puff ball somewhere, so now it's our job to bring him out. I divide a portion of the pom-pom and begin trimming to make the head. Once it is the desired size, I set it on the table and begin to smooth out the back. This is a very simple way to make the body of the dog. I can take it a step further and trim some of the hair right here. Just gonna very carefully cut that to define the front legs. Cut 2 ears out of felt. Use chalk pastels or makeup to add a little pink to the center. Part the fur, then position the felt where you think it should go. Use glue to hold them in place to make a cute little pom-pom dog. And you can make them different by cutting the fur differently, cutting a small piece of cardstock, glue it on top of the black cardstock to make a tongue. And I'm going to add a glossy clear drying glue to the tongue and nose to add a little shine. Use a doll necklace for a fancy collar, and you're done. Happy crafting!
But I would do it again. Oh, the sweet, sweet names. What a sweet, sweet name. But I would do it all again. Love turns into fear, and it won't just disappear. And I don't know how to get out of this mess we're making here. And you act as if you don't care. In this toxic affair, and it's up to me to do something, but don't mess to make it.
I am going to make pom-poms for a doll using recycled plastic bags and rubber bands. I start by cutting off the top and bottom of a plastic bag to make a long rectangle. Smooth it out so that it can be folded several times so it's a small enough size to easily cut into thin strips. Unfold and lay out the strips. Wrap a rubber band around one end. Take another rubber band and tie it to the first one so it makes a handle. Repeat on the other end. Cut down the middle. Trim them to the desired size. Gently fluff the sides, trimming where needed. And this is a pretty common way of making pom-poms. My mom taught me how to do this when I was younger. Repeat to make 2 to make a pair of pom-poms. Let's take the doll moss rug to another level and make a playmat using yarn, felt, fleece, fabric, a pillow cover with a zipper, fluff, a needle and thread, or a sewing machine, glue, and remember to always have adult supervision when working with hot objects. I start by cutting a large rectangle of fleece. I'm using a blue that looks like water. This will be my base. Place another piece of fleece on top, then sew or glue into place. I'm choosing to glue it about 2 inches underneath from the edge. Now I'm going to lay a large piece of fabric on top. This is just an old curtain that I am recycling. Sew around the edge, leaving an opening so it can be flipped. Trim off the excess, flip it inside out, sew the opening closed to give our mat a clean edge. Now it's time to make pom-poms using yarn and a rectangle of cardboard. Start by wrapping the rectangle of cardboard with yarn. Carefully remove the cardboard from the yarn. Wrap a piece of yarn around the center, tie it in a knot, and I like to wrap it twice to make sure it's tight. Cut the loops on the ends, give it a trim to make a large pom-pom. We are going to use these for bushes and tall grasses so they don't have to be perfectly round. Make several in different shades and styles of yarn. Place them onto the fleece to form the landscape. and I thought it would be nice to leave a space for a path. I can choose to glue the pom-poms in place. However, I like having the option of moving them around to make different spaces. Then I take some gray fleece, fold it in half, use a piece of chalk to draw a wobbly circle, sew on the line drawn, trim off the excess and leave an opening to turn it inside out. Add fluff, sew the opening closed to make rocks. Take 2 pieces of tan felt. This one is called sandstone and this is cashmere tan. Stack them, cut a strip, roll it, use glue to secure the end, trim off the excess, add an outer layer of dark brown, trim the ends to make logs for a campsite, so our dolls can enjoy the great outdoors. This play mat is measuring 5 feet by 3 feet, so we are going to need somewhere to store it when not in use. Since everything is soft, we are going to use a pillow cover with a zipper to hide everything away until next time. And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Thank you for joining us for this My Froggy Stuff mashup. Let us know what mashups you would like to see in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time.